Hello and welcome into the Boise State Esports Arena. Tonight we have a very special arcade challenge, the participants of which have been grabbed straight from Arena in there. Tonight we have 16 games on a wheel, and we will end up playing only 5 of those games. So it'll really be up to RNG what games we decide to play and what skills will be tested here tonight. I'm your host, Colby D'Angelo Alloway, and joining me here tonight is Colin Ritzky McJunkin. Yep. And tonight, there are lots of arcade games, but you have the backside production experience here at Boise State. You've run several of these arcade challenges. What is the purpose of a big kind of spur-of-the-moment event like this?
I think the purpose of this is just to put the production member and casters and sometimes even the players on their feet and just kind of, or I should say on the balls of their feet, just because it really puts you in an element of, all right, I've got to learn some things about the production room that normally you don't get used to. And once you get used to those, you become an overall better member of the production team itself. So I think that's what the core value of something of this nature is supposed to do for us.
And it also does a lot, several members have mentioned that it does a lot of in-team bonding here at Boise State. So like production members will be playing these games together. And it's a really good way for people to bond outside of work, even though it is still work, because what we do here is video games. And one of the more interesting aspects of tonight that we haven't had as much in other nights is the wheel. So 16 games, only 5 of which will be played. Can you walk us through what interest this wheel adds?
A whole lot of interest, because before it was predetermined what game we were going into, but now it's 16 games that I believe none of us here have heard of. I would be concerned if you did hear of them, and it just adds a complete new element of, all right, before you got to play the game several times and get good at it. Now it's all right, you have to be good on your first time.
All right, and so our arcade challenge, here it is, laid out. You need to spin the wheel. It'll be a retro or classic game. There are no resets. And, I mean, the winner is obviously the best person in the room. Like, clearly, that's what it is. The winner of all 5. And actually, another interesting thing about the arcade challenge is whoever wins first place in one of our 5 rounds will get to go last in the next round. So, for example, if Risky over here won round 1 just from the desk, bodied everybody else in the arena,
as I do,
he would be able to go last in the very next round. And as we've seen in these arcade challenges, being last is a huge benefit, especially if not everybody necessarily knows how these games work.
Yeah, you kind of get to scope out your competition, and I think that's going to be a big help to you. And I think that's more or less, but if you're in that, if you're in that third place spot and you end up losing that out, though, you kind of put yourself in a little dangerous position there, because now you're that middle person, and there's a lot more pressure on you now of, all right, I have to do well enough to get myself that first place spot, or I just get rotated out anyway.
Understandable. Oh, here's the wheel, the famed wheel that we made for this. We'll get to see what game will play our first round here tonight. I'm excited. Kangaroo. And it looks like Asu, we just got notice in ear. Asu will be playing first. Asu, what a great sport. They seem to be the one always volunteering to go first for these arcade challenges. So they're either, really confident, trying to come out with a strong showing round 1, or they're, not very interested in what their enemies are going to add to the game.
Yeah, it's always a little bit interesting, but I'm expecting this collegiate level experience that Asu has.
Definitely.
To translate into arcade games. And if it doesn't, what were you playing video games for in the first place,
I mean, are there any specific skills that you'd like to highlight for arcade games, just generally? Because all these games are very different.
An adaptive nature, I guess you could say.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah,
being able to learn.
I think being able to learn on the fly, because once again, you only get the one shot. So like being able to take that slight 10 seconds at the beginning of the game was, oh, this is how this works. This is how this goes. I feel like that is going to help you more than anything in gathering enough points for you to win here.
Kind of like run yourself through the tutorial as you're actually in the game. Another skill that I would just like to bring to this mix is a learning curve is absolutely important. But you know what? If all else fails, button mash. And maybe just add that to your strategy if not everything else is failing. I truly feel like button mashing is valid. I feel like this might get me a little heat. I feel like in fighting games, combos are important and all of that and calculate it. But like, you can get basically just just as far
No, you
in a
can get
tournament. Just button mashing, and I believe the same is going to be true in most of these retro arcade games.
I love that input right there. And already getting right into it. Little pause. Oh, already on to round 2. All right, maybe that's a good sign right there.
Asu moved before we even knew what was going on here.
Oh.
So the apples are bad.
Gets sniped.
This does seem to be okay. So it looks like we want to dodge the monkeys on the edges, and we're just kind of the little kangaroo going up in the platformer to maybe rescue little baby kangaroo up there up top. What do you think?
Yeah, looking a little more like that Mario style Donkey Kong.
Oh no! And
So
you go all the way down.
You can. There's fall damage. All right. Apples are bad. Monkeys can traverse the ground, and fall damage is real.
Fall damage is real?
We know these 3 things.
As opposed to, like, what, a construct? Oh! I wonder if there's a crouch.
Yeah,
that struck me as a moment where the crouch is what we should have done there.
Is that the end? I'm
Ooh.
thinking that's the end right there.
That's the end?
Right,
I mean, we see Asu back there like, yeah, that's the end there.
27, I think, 2,700, I think was the point value at the very end there.
So Asu needs to guard closely his new knowledge of the controls that he has over the rest of his team members, and we'll see if anybody in future rounds will be able to figure out how to crouch.
Yeah, now the second and third people just get to have this overwhelming of apples are bad. They know that. They know fall damage is real. And what I say earlier, the monkeys can traverse the ground.
Yep.
I think those are the 3 things we learned.
So we have Colin's keys to the game instead of Doc's keys to the game.
Replace it. All right, production, that's your next task. I'm telling you right now. So yeah, they got a ways to go.
Colin's keys to the game. Apples are bad. Monkeys walk on the ground. Fall damage is real. I mean, you think
are those not reminiscent of real life?
Are they not? Yes.
Yeah.
Monkeys,
Apples.
do they not walk the ground as equally as they climb the trees and throw them? What do you think about those strawberries there, though?
Those got it. Okay, points.
Extra points.
All right.
I mean, there it is.
And there's a crouch button.
There is the crouch button, Togefu.
And you can punch the
He
monkey.
figured out the punch button. Togefu has a whole new slew of abilities as compared to Asu here. It looks like the monkeys do respawn. Ooh, that wombo combo crouch punch going in there. And it looks like the monkeys do respawn up from the top there. So maybe there's some potential for just mining points by killing monkeys over there?
Doesn't look like able to reach.
No.
Oh.
Not quite.
You do get a 2,000 point bonus here. So as long as they complete the level here, they should be in the lead already. Oh,
and you know, I mean, that's a strong start. We've already, so level 1 was not the level that gave Asu the most difficulty. Togefu just has to get through this one, almost there, and then the next level. Though it does look like Togefu, ooh, except for, nope, game over.
1,200.
So, okay, Asu's going first position is actually benefiting him right now.
Actually going
There's
strong.
only one more member that gets to go, and we'll see if she is going to be able to pull this out and do better than Asu. Maybe that confidence was like, because Asu's been in here on the weekends on that arcade grind.
Secretly, without us knowing, sabotage the wheel. It's actually all rigged, actually. Hot take there. No, we definitely have to see what the third place is going to do.
So as we get into this, what are some game mechanics that most interest you?
That punching the monkeys is actually very interesting because what we did notice was getting very close to them can be dangerous.
Yes.
The way they throw is random. They either throw it low or high or at your normal waistline height. So I feel like it's a bit of a risk-reward factor, which is what we like here on the desk.
Do you think that the 200 points is worth it? Or do you think that the better strategy is to just go for level clear, or do you think strawberries are the answer?
I think at this point, with how low the point bar is, how we just saw Asu get 2,700 just by clearing the first level, I think that's probably what I would go for. Get the strawberries, get as fast as you can, and just avoid the obstacles as much as you can. There's no point to risk it all right now when you're trying to look for the best position that is very advantageous to you right now.
Especially because we've seen the level that you get to go against. We've seen the level beyond level 1, so you already know what's coming for you, and you already know what you need to beat. I mean, why waste time messing around with the monkeys when you can just go straight up that ladder?
Very true. But also, do you? Yeah. I was gonna say, do you want to take that last place position to be rotated out? But then you're first, but we already saw first place doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing.
Definitely, you're right.
First place is not necessarily bad. First place could give you that little bit of, all right, I get to set the standard here, right? If I can scare my opponents with how many points I get, they won't even want to walk up to the arcade machine.
That's the strategy. Does the backwards hat help in that, do you think?
Yes, absolutely. It's gives me plus 10
Ooh.
luck. Ooh, watch out. Oh.
Figuring out how to punch the enemies. Needs to figure out how to jump. Figured out how to jump. Going straight for that strawberry there. Those monkeys on the edge. She'll have to be wary of that here in a second.
Dodging the strawberries, too.
Throw comes in too late. I mean, we're just hard going for level clear here.
Oh, yeah.
Angela is not interested in any of your score bonuses. That is level 1 cleared, I believe, in a short time reminiscent of Asu. So we'll see if she'll be able to kind of beat the bar here.
Already at the 2200.
Definitely.
Oh.
That's the first apple to the face.
That's just one. You have 3, I believe, right? I imagine.
Yes. You see that life indicator right under level 1 there. Got a single kangaroo left, and when you have no more, you still have the 1 chance.
Oh.
Fall damage is real. In Colin's keys to the game.
Fall damage is real. And I want this to be true in every game we play tonight.
Looks like a little bit of jump spamming going on there. I mean, it is kangaroo, so it could be beneficial. The timing on that jump was just right. Now she has to do it again. One more time. Nope, fall damage is real. There it is. I will say, I almost wish there was more of a point bonus for getting further, even if you don't complete the level, because that is something that I do believe we saw with Angela. I do think she got one platform further than Asu, right? But I don't actually think that there was a score advantage that went with that.
Yeah, I feel like that might be a little hard because then you track percentages, and it's also an arcade machine game. So how advanced are we gonna get here, really?
Pretty advanced here at Boise State. I mean, we put all this together, so we do see Asu up at the top with 2,700, Tomio 1,200, very modest, and Angela's gonna go ahead and double that. So I do believe that going into our second of 5 rounds, the game is yet to be determined. Asu will be going last.
Yeah, going last is going to be a very big. And I think going to spin the wheel is going to be a sort of pray to the wheel gods here.
Play to the
Asu get something good.
Asu's definitely here for the platformers. It does seem like Asu has the advantage there. I mean, being in first place and all that. But there are also several games in that roster. For example, Robo Wars, the 2001 variant. I mean, that's not a platformer. You're just in the boxing ring. Pop, pop.
Exactly. And that's the one I'm excited for. But I'm also excited for Pig Newton, which is another one on the wheel. So if we get that, that is also on Doc's Keys. That's the 4th and final Doc's Keys.
Colin's keys to the game.
Colin's keys to the game. Doc's keys. Why am I saying Doc's keys? It's Colin's keys to the game. Is play Pig Newton.
Play Pig Newton is the key to the game? Great.
The only one you need, really.
The only win con is to play Pig Newton at some point here tonight. But, contrary to Colin's keys to the game, we have Doc's keys to the game, which in arcade games, taunt and create mistakes, never admit weakness. 80s Terror helps, and have fun. And Doc's keys to the game are brought to us by Drop-In Gaming, and Drop-In Gaming is the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. Whether you are new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop-In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. To begin your competitive gaming journey, sign up at dropingaming.com. So how do you feel like those keys compare to the more specific mechanical Colin's keys to the game?
The only one that I have to question here is, were backwards hats a thing in the 80s?
I have no idea. You're the one that wears that. You're the one that should know the history. You want to give saying that a go, Colin?
I'm just going to say ZZ and double X.
ZZ.
ZZ.
I feel like we could sit here making funny noises on desk all night, but I am immediately intrigued with this game.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting name. So I'm excited to see what it's all about, really.
And we have Tomio up to the arcade machine first, Mr. Luxurious Hair himself there. Thank you for the flip. We always love a little bit of fan service on the desk here. So Tomio is what looks to be an advantageous position because, I mean, Asu went first and walked away still in first.
Exactly. And, you know, we did not get to see the first round of how Asu played. So I do wonder how that exactly went. Is it a curse or is it blessed to be in first place? That is yet to be observed yet and documented. So
don't have enough data.
Yeah, we don't have data yet. Yeah, that's perfect right there. I love that.
But, you know, I mean, we're going to be adding to a little bit of data here as we struggle to get in game there. Hayden coming in with the assist. That's the Boise State panic button. Like, when you don't know when you don't know what's going on, you're like, I'm going to call on Vagar. Vagar knows the answer. He is our Boise State MVP after all. Is there anything that you're expecting tonight from ZZX? Do you think it might be a platformer? Do you think it's like a little Bomberman?
The only thing I'm expecting from it is neon lights. I feel like with that name, I think the first thing that comes to my head is neon lights. And if it doesn't have neon lights, I'm going to be rather sad about it. So, you know, we have a lot to expect here. And we have high expectations here on the desk, and especially at Boise State.
I mean, would you consider that bright neon color?
That's neon. Oh.
Did he just gain a hat and then lose his hat? Is that a wig? It looks like we're going up and down through the blocks, and you want to last for as long as you can. Maybe not necessarily get to the top, though. It does look like Togefu is playing for score right now instead of just trying to get to one end or the other. No!
Oh, so it went
You're
from
trying to get to the bottom.
Top to bottom, or maybe you start at the bottom?
Wow, would you look at that? Tying for one of our top 10 scores there.
Already at 1,500? Was that the score? I don't.
Oh, okay. Here we see. We got the tutorial. The object is to help our main protagonist person gather enough gifts to make Lola happy, then move to meet her. So you want to gather as many gifts as you can, but the longer you're in, the more risk it is that you're going to get out and not be able to meet Lola at the end.
Risk reward, which the only thing I have to ask is, well, I guess it's a bonus. I guess you get bonus for meeting Lola, I guess, is what it is.
I definitely do have to say, some of those prizes were like diamond ring, wig, things like that. Lola seems a little bit spoiled. Hot take.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I think it's a little fast, especially that ring, you know. I think we're moving a little faster. Put the
helmet?
Oh, the wig helps you gain like an extra life in a sense, like if you mess up.
All right, so now we go through here. We're seeing Lola still needs more gifts. Look at Lola just sitting down there impatiently. It does look like she has a specific happiness meter there down at the bottom. You see her little toes waggling. And yeah, looks like that's it. Lola's been met for the second time.
I don't believe we had somebody playing there. I think that might have been the automated score. We don't know. I don't know, is what I could say.
It does look like their scores are tied. So this is a pretty close game thus far. So we'll see if Asu gets in here and turns it into a three-way tie. Wouldn't that be insane?
That'd be interesting. How do you do a tiebreaker there? Do you spin the wheel again?
Do we go to round 6? Or do they just play another round of this game and see who can get
I think it's just like, I think that's just how it is, and then you stack that onto the points they get. I feel like that's how, because we're doing the 5-round, perhaps.
Oh, you're right, because it doesn't actually matter if one of them has a higher score in round 2, because it's just added to their point bank. Thank you for bringing this in there, Risky. So tonight, in round number 5, you can make wagers with the total amount of points that you've accumulated. So everybody having 15,000 would be an amazing boost for that.
It does look like the wig is almost like a time-based incentive for an extra life, almost. And already skips on
Just
Lola.
diamond ring.
Oh,
Seems like that's what makes Lola the happiest, is that diamond ring there.
2,000 points right there.
No, yeah, we're still at
we're still
1,500,
at
just
15.
adding points to the bank.
So I think they're both at 15,000 right here now then?
So this is just the game. We're going to affectionately call this the bank fattener or something like that.
Yeah.
We're gonna figure this out.
Yeah, you know, from what I'm hearing is it might be a production zone save of we're just going to recast here, perhaps.
Definitely. So, I mean, just more wheel spins here for tonight, and the wheel is honestly one of the more exciting aspects of tonight.
Love that.
We love the idea of all of these games, and I mean, there's 16 of them. They can't all be retro arcade game winners here.
Now, the funny part is if we get this game again.
It was meant to be. If we
Then,
get this
yeah,
game again,
yeah.
I think we just have to commit to it.
Oh.
Hey! Fantastic! There it is. Robo.
That's the one we wanted.
That is the one we wanted. Now, this is not a platformer game. This is kind of a beat-em-up, fight-em type game. Closer to Little Bomberman, but still different enough to be its entirely own game genre within retro arcade games.
Which should be fun, either way.
Definitely.
Either way, I think this will probably be top 2 game. It's just barely underneath Pig Newton, unfortunately. But solid try for the game. But it should be fun, and I think the players playing it are gonna have a solid time doing it too.
I have a very important question.
Mm-hmm.
What if we get to Pig Newton, and Pig Newton, kind of like ZZYXX, is we can't figure out, the game is smarter than we are. We can't figure out how to play it on the arcade machine.
You know, that would break my heart, genuinely. I think at this point the headset would just come off, and I think it's a simple exit for me. You know, I've put my entire career on this game here, and if it doesn't work out for me, then, you know, I think I just have to take the L.
You'd need to go hold some Boise State trophies in the bathroom and cry.
Yeah, I need to reassure my confidence there, you know, a little bit. The old ego might be dented, so.
That makes sense.
We'll see how it goes.
I mean, with Robo Wars going in there, we do see Togafu, again, setting up to do this in first place, just as we talked about before in the first position. Now, the initial thought is that this might not be advantageous because you're trying to figure out all the rules, which are clearly overwhelming Togafu back there.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, I see why.
How you were talking about, actually, this reminds me of how you
Button
talked
mash.
earlier. Button mash. Exactly. When in doubt, button mash. And we have the UK going against, I believe, that's the Swiss flag. Could be entirely wrong.
That would be the Swedish flag.
Swiss. Switzerland.
Switzerland.
That's you know, just in, Colin McJunkin failed geography.
Oh, look at that button mashing. Look at him. Go ahead and kick that in. Oh, at the people's elbow, you see Togafu going nuts over there on the arcade. No, Togafu actually takes a hit into the ring, goes back. Oh, no. Togafu's just getting comboed into a corner there, but it looks like both players have maxed out power bars. Oh.
What I find actually kind of funny is these robots are just going at it, and you're this small little human that's supposed to be the referee. What exactly is this human going to do to stop the fight?
Look at him sweating as he runs there. In the background is two behemoths of robots duke it out.
The body slam? I can hear the button smashing. I can confirm button smashing is going on. So that it's a reliable tactic.
It does look like there's not... This is a fighting game a little bit different from fighting games that, like, more popular ones that were... Oh!
Out of the ring?
We've rotated.
Level transition? Oh, and
now,
the counter is going down, so you need to get back in the ring before that 10-second timer, I imagine.
The counter actually has been going down up top the entire time. I'm not quite sure what the... No, it's going up. now. And there's also the little bit of that move list there. We do see Togefu find their way back into the arena, so I assume Togefu knows better than we do.
Cannot escape the ropes right now.
Doesn't look like they want to. I think those ropes give you a little bit of a kind of a jump boost, maybe? Or not a jump boost. Rebound boost? Would that be the correct term? Kick, brain chop? I feel like these moves are just fantastically named.
Whoever named these definitely needs a raise.
Oh, no!
Oh.
Threw him out of the ring.
Will they follow? Oh.
Oh, no! They just let him get back in there for free.
Oh.
Just look like as we go into the final 37 seconds here, 23,000 is Togefu's current score, and they are going to get thrown out of the ring yet again, but the CPU is going to jump out to join them.
Oh.
Punch. Oh, Togefu trying to get up, gets punched themselves.
Oh.
Picked up and combo. Togefu is locked arm in arm with this CPU. Can't do anything, trying to break out. We'll see if they'll be able to get back in the ring as that timer goes up. That's 16 seconds. They need to get it now. They barely make it. You hear the scream of victory.
2, 1. And, yep, time is up. Now for the reveal of the final score here. Really, who won? They get 23.50. Not bad, not bad. For second round. That is higher than Tomio's original score on the first game of 1,200.
So that's almost double.
Yeah, you're almost double. You're 50 points off of doubling. So I think that's a solid advance in the So-On leaderboard we have going here.
It's solid for Togefu, but you do have to consider Togefu's overall standing relative to everybody else, who, in this case, doubled his score first round. Both of the other players were within 100 to 200 points of doubling Togefu's first score. So depending on what Angela gets here, Togefu might be in a more advantageous position or might have just played a little bit of catch up.
Yeah, I think you bring up a good point of, everyone else in the first round had a higher score than Togefu's second round score. So I think that does definitely put them at a disadvantage here of, all right, they are playing catch-up a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be a lot of catch-up. I think it's just, it's not a marathon. They're just a simple 50 feet away from you.
Ooh! Ooh! That was a pretty nice throw there to start things off with. It looks like that red Robo just has the orange one in the corner there. Wow! Oh. It almost looks like there's nothing orange can do as they're just getting bodied by this robot with devil horns?
I believe the orange robot is soup. I think. Oh.
Well, they're getting thrown into those ropes there immediately. Combo after combo after combo. Did someone check the difficulty on this computer here?
This seems like a beatdown.
You know what? I figured it out. We can't hear the button mashing from the desk. So maybe the answer truly is aggressive button mashing.
I think you might be onto something here. I think you caught it from the very beginning.
It does look like, ooh, there's a little bit of button mashing there. We heard a little something there. As Soup is going to get not once, not twice, but thrice into there and then body slam twice. I think that is 1, 2, 3. I think they're out, and that is the end of the round for Soup getting carried out on a stretcher. 0 to 23.50.
No.
Now we've seen, though, that 23.50 is a really good score.
Yeah, actually, that's so.
So,
we may have
Togefu's out here
this.
putting in work. Like we said it before, we were kind of concerned, and now with a little bit more data added to the mix, which is Soup's new score of now 0, I think it is Angela that is in the least advantageous place going forward.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, just already at that 0 point, immediately, that's not what you want. In a 5-game series, it's a little acceptable to take it because you have the chance of the 3 other rounds we have to really catch up, but depending on Asu's ability to perform in this game and not get 0 points really determines on the survivability that Soup has going forward here?
Just roll face on keyboard. I believe that is the answer to getting a non-zero score, is you roll face on keyboard. Or in this case, on arcade machine.
Yeah, do you choose the opponents? Like, is it no? So maybe that's a unfortunate hand dealt of got the best robo fighter in the ring there.
Oh, both are going to bounce off. It looks like Asu is going to lose that 50-50 bounce off there, leading his enemy with 2350. Now, as these, or no, 2350 is the high score Asu's trying to beat, with now 50 going in there for Asu within the first couple of seconds. We do see Asu kind of getting grappled a little bit. They're going to manage to get out of that, kind of trying to keep their distance. No, wow, they're going to forcibly have to keep their distance, get thrown back, get that nice gut kick in there, and then the chop.
So you do get points every time you land a successful hit. So that is confirmed, and most likely, depending on the complexity of the combo, most likely determines the amount of points that you get. A simple puncher kick probably gets you 50. Something that's a little more, intricate gets you 100.
Bold of you to assume that our members tonight have been able to memorize the combos after that brief.
And that's where your button smashing thing comes in.
Definitely.
Just get lucky.
Accidental combos. If you're hitting every combination all at once, one of them is bound to be a combo.
Exactly. If you don't know what you're doing, how do you expect the CPU to know what you're doing?
That's true. Unpredictability. That is some big brain play there. What's now getting the kick and then the back chop there? No, is going to get grappled themselves, but is going to knock that CPU prone. 750 points with 1:29 seconds remaining. Ooh, going to go all the way back into that ring once, twice, on the ground. CPU's going to give him just enough time to get up, though. Will he let it again? Yep.
Okay. All right.
Coconut Crush.
Ooh, wow.
Did you see that? I bet that was a combo.
Yeah. The jump from 800 to 1100.
Look at him do it again!
Found the miracle button. Just spam that combo. That gets you like 300 points each time.
Spam Coconut Crunch. 1750 now. Coconut Crush going in again. There's the spamming. Asu has now figured out the combo that will take him to victory. If he can land 2 more of those, he can beat Togefu's high score. And considering he was in a much better position. No! Just gonna get run over by the CEO. He's still Coconut Crush. There it is. 2,500, new high score. Going up on the clock even as they hit the rail once, twice, bounce back. Get the kick. Are we setting up for a Coconut Crush here? No, we're setting up to get thrown to the other end of the ring.
This feels more like a WWE than it is a boxing match.
Coconut Crush, there it is again. The man, the myth, the legend, Asu with the Coconut Crush. I'd like to see him pull that on somebody in real life.
I think that would be, that'd be a one-way trip to jail. And
throws him out of the ring. Wow, 3150 still climbing with 6 seconds remaining.
Not even gonna think.
Head rock. Asu's got the combos. Would you look at that?
Wow.
Asu's got this game and he knows it. 3550.
Wow. That's not only the high score. That is a lot. That is more than his first round of playing. By a lot.
And considering that he had the best score first round of play, Asu's just on it tonight.
Exactly.
So as we go into this third round, even though Angela Soup is a little behind, we do see the ability to wager points, I do think, will be most beneficial to Angela, right? Because if theoretically Angela wagers all 2,400 of their points, assuming that they don't gain any until round 5, which is a ludicrous idea, so they will be able to double that to 4,800. And if Asu wagers almost anything at all, that could put Angela in the position to win. So there is nobody out of this just yet because of that wagering mechanic that will come into effect round 5. And before we go to round 3, we are going to go to a very short break, but stick around for the next wheel spin.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Protecting your customer journey from fraud is critical. According to industry analysts, Count's AI-driven platform is the leading solution. From account login to digital payments, Count is recognized for both its customer impact and technology excellence. Learn more at count.com.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your Guard adventure.
Hello and welcome back into the Boise State Esports Arena. We are still running our arcade challenge. We do have 3 more rounds of games yet to be determined. We're about to spin that wheel. You feel the tension building. Angela currently in 3rd place, but easy comeback. With 3 more rounds, we're not even halfway done yet. I'm your host, Colby D'Angelo Alloway, and joining me is Colin Risky McJunkin, still here tonight. So as we go into this 3rd game, which we don't know.
No, we have no idea.
What are you most excited about that's happened thus far in games 1 and 2?
I think it is we've discovered a sort of story here, right? We found that Angela, right, not performing super hot in the 2nd game, still has that chance to come back. So I'd love to see that story come to fruition of making an amazing 3-round comeback back to back to back. And I'd love to see that story just pop up. But we also have found out that Asu is also cracked at arcade games. So
we have 2 stories. We have the top of the world storyline, which would be Asu. They're kind of going in here. They did best round 1, came right in with all the confidence in the world, nailed it, and then proceeded to nail Robo Wars as well. But we also have the potential birth of a redemption arc, and I'm not going to lie to you, I am always more interested in the redemption arc.
Those ones are always those are the most fun to me to cast, because that was last time I casted an arcade challenge. It happened to be our very own Vagar made the comeback, beat Dallin out, and took the crown home. And that was easily the best game I've ever cast in my life.
Well, of course, Vagar is the Boise State MVP. There's no way he's not going home with that crown there here tonight.
That's very true.
Now, the long-awaited wheel spin as we go in here. I wish we had a drum roll or something. Maybe we could do something on desk here. No games that have been played can be repeated. So now we go to Swimmer. Completely new game. I have to believe it's like maybe Olympic-style swimming.
That was my first idea as well.
Yeah, get off my wavelength.
Yeah, very, very connected here. Great minds think alike, I believe so. Or I'm going to be very disappointed if it's not. If it's not like a, I don't know. I feel like I had such a good guess on a ZZYXX, but now I'm sort of thrown for a loop.
Swimmers
Okay.
about distance traveled, so all of these players will be trying to get as far as they possibly can. We have received info from Not Koba that you are swimming through a lake. So, I mean, you're swimming, right? I mean, it's in the name. That's what we expected. It's not Olympic-style swimming. My theory is that I think button mashing is, again, very much something that will help you in swimmer. Because my theory is that you have to press the buttons as fast as you possibly can, right? And that's what gets you the distance. And I bet you'll have to avoid some obstacles.
I was just about to bring up that fact. There has to be obstacles. There's no way it's just a button smashing simulator. There's probably, I'm going to bet you 100 points. I'll give it to the person that figures it out. There's alligators. It's a lake.
I hope there's alligators, Colin.
There's some monster fish.
Alligators or monster fish? Which one is it? Quick.
Monster fish.
I hope it's an alligator. It does look like our swimmer is dodging some block. I have to imagine that those berries
they have to be.
are power-ups. Not a very sturdy swimmer.
Got a concussion and unfortunately fell to the bottom of the lake.
Concussions are important. We should not be overlooked. We see a little bit of gathering more of that score there. That log, wow. We've already made it past that first time there. Angela coming in. Isn't quite narrow enough to get through there.
Figured out that, you have to at least have, I imagine, a 2-tile range to get through some.
So, D'Angelo's key to the game, I do believe that managing the way your body is rotated is important. Because right now we see that the character is 2 wide.
Yep.
But they can only be 1 wide, or you can dive underwater. Though we do need to figure out the button for that so that it can be replicated.
You can dive underwater?
You can dive underwater.
Great. Yeah. You have to, at that point, button smash. Your first life, press every single button your first life and figure it out. So that way you just, if you're that third place person, which I believe is Asu, should just first life, figure out that button, and then just go from there.
Okay, so it does look like 1360 will be what Angela is adding to her current score here tonight. So, which, I mean, modest.
Not
That's
bad.
what we're looking for.
Yeah, so, but we do have yet to figure out what is going to be a higher score here, which we thought 2350 was a good score for Robo.
But then
we were proven wrong.
The bar was raised more.
So I'm excited to see what our next player up should be, which should be Tomia, right?
Togafu is really hyped back there, doing his little dance of victory, stretching out before he swims. Very important.
Do your little dancey dance. All right, round 1. Let's get it.
He's already figured out how to dive. That's a big move there. That'll let you free dodge some obstacles here as he gets some score. Going to dive right under and into that log. That is a concussion. Should have brought a life vest.
Invincibility frames are not a thing here.
Or if they were, we haven't figured them out. You can move diagonally. That was pretty spicy. I can't get over how much your little person looks like a little frog.
Oh, no. Dived too far.
Because, it's hard to predict when you're going to come, where you're going to come back up, because there actually isn't a motion indicator.
You just go under. Maybe if there was a little stream of water that followed you where you dived, it'd be a little easier.
I think easy is not the MO of these games. They are truly meant to test player skill and ability, which is why we have the people here at Boise State picking up these games. Okay,
we're getting pretty far.
No, his little toes! His little toes hit the log.
Gets clipped. 2360. That's 10 points off of his last score of 2350. But I believe an extra chance is here. Oh no, jebaited.
Just 30 off of getting that extra life. Now, what a mechanic, though. Now that we've seen that the extra life mechanic can be introduced, somebody can theoretically, especially if this is distance, this is a much different competition. What does that add?
I think for Asu, it just adds a level of now your mentality. Yeah, I guess your mentality has to be right here, because that's the one thing you really had to focus on. I think your enemy is going to be getting too greedy. I think at this point you can kind of test how far can I get without going for berries, right? And you can either do that in reverse order or not, but that's how I would play the game. That's the mentality I'd be going with.
no risky berries or just no berries at all?
If it's easy, go for it. But if it's going to put you out of your way, maybe not.
It looks like Asu's going all kinds of out of his way for all of these berries here, and it's working to their benefit right now. They're able to manage space, manage their swim speed, use the map to its fullest effect. Gonna run his knee into that log there.
Which you do move diagonally pretty fast.
Yes.
So I think my previous
His little knee! He scuffed his knee!
How frequently can you dive? I guess that's the idea. Can you, as soon as you go up, can you go right back down?
I don't think so. I think there's at least a little bit of a cooldown.
Oh,
what an unfortunate dive there.
1680.
Now, he's looking for the, only 10 off from the extra life, and that would have been huge.
That would have been huge, yeah. That keeps you in the running there.
So as we go in here, 1680, again, another modest score, very much like Angela Soup. Togefu, however, very standout. We'll have to check the standings here in a little bit and see if that has actually taken Togefu ahead of Asu in our current rankings.
I believe it's going to be close. Just doing quick maths in my head from what I have on the board here, I think it's going to be close. Togefu was 1,200 first round, 2,300 second round, 2,300 again, third round. I think it's going to be close. Consistently up until this round, Asu got over 2,000. This is the first round that Asu scored below 2,000. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting actually. I think we'll let production do the math instead of me because I can't do geography as well. So we're gonna figure it out here. It was devastating.
No, it's Swedish. Yeah, Swiss. Oh, Swiss is Switzerland. It does look like Asu is still in the lead, and it's actually not as close as I thought.
Yeah,
so I guess your weak point is geography, and mine apparently is math here, because that is a 2,020 point difference.
I think that is close though. I think we can count that as close because that's one round.
That's one round-ish.
That's one round. Yeah, and you still have 2 rounds here. So if Togefu plays really well 4th and 5th round, I think easily can take first place.
And if anybody does big wagers, their points, if you don't win that round that you wager on, you don't get those points back, right? So you could just be, if you wagered all 7,930 points in Asu's case there up top, he could end with nothing.
Exactly. Which is the question of, do you start bidding 4th round? Do you start wagering 4th round? Half your points, most of your points. Do you wait till the 5th round?
Yes.
You wait for the 5th round?
You have to wait until the 5th round.
Okay. All right.
But right now, we're just waiting on this wheel spin. And again, games that have already been played have been taken out of the running. So now it looks like Lemmings, which actually was another game that I was really hoping to see, just because the premise of Lemmings is very interesting. So I expect this to maybe be kind of like a snake game or a follow the leader-ish type deal. What are your expectations going into this?
I'm on the same page as you. I believe
Get off my wavelength.
Dang it. No, but yeah, I think a sort of like snake tail game of avoid the obstacles, get as much point as you can while not running into yourself, while increasingly making it difficult. I don't know. The title Lemmings is sort of vague. Doesn't really give you much of a clue.
Well, because Lemmings like follow each other.
Yeah.
Right? Which really would lend itself to a game where you're like getting more people in your little line and trying not to run into your own tail.
Yeah.
It does look like Hayden Vagar has been called in, Bleed State MVP there, to fix some tech issues.
Always there to rescue. And I do want to mention this machine has 1,600 games. 1600. So the fact that we chose 16 games out of it, we could have made this wheel like 100 games big and just been like an absolute throw off the edge of, I don't know what we're even playing at this point anymore.
There's definitely lots of content to be had in a big game like that. All kinds of different competitions, because all of these games, as we've seen, are very unique here tonight. We have not seen 2 super similar games thus far.
Is this it?
This is not what I was expecting.
Exactly. I was saying it's a little misguided. I don't even know.
This almost looks like pixelated first-person shooter or something like that.
It gives me Doom vibes.
You're right, Doom vibes.
With the fire and, the kind of totem is what it looks like. Gives me a lot of Doom vibes.
Are we shooting lemmings?
Yeah, you have a bar down here with 3 values, 4 values, little trophy thing.
Climbers can climb walls. Selects a floater. Can floaters swim? No, they fall a long way. Selects a bomber.
Bombers blow
Bombers
up.
probe and leave holes. Okay. So what is the objective here?
I think
Are
the
we defending
objective-
against the lemmings?
I think perhaps. Okay, so you're basically playing tower defense in a sense. Okay, so yeah, you are defending that totem, which actually makes sense for that because lemmings the followers are protecting the totem.
But you have to feed the lemmings to the totem. We did just hear in ear that you are supposed to guide the lemmings to the totem, I do believe. So there's the first couple.
Okay, we can speed it up. Might want to do a miner. That little dude with the pickaxe down at the bottom.
Does look like they're trying to figure that out there. Or they're just going for the massive buildup.
Which could also be the play. But what's the obstacle? Is it that little creature-looking thing that's near the exit from what it looks like?
Perhaps. Or maybe the obstacle is just figuring out how to dig through.
I think it is those pickaxe people. I think it is those.
It does
Okay.
look like as we're
haven't
on the
selected.
pickaxe. Maybe there's enough lemmings in play to want to do the pickaxe. It looks like.
Okay, there we go. They're going.
Ooh. Lemmings this looks like there's a game with a lot going on there because you need a certain amount of people to get to dig through and do stuff like that. And it looks like they're all individually digging different paths. So it looks like the lemmings are not actually being fed to anything. They're just trying to escape. I misunderstood.
Yeah, okay. Alrighty, yeah. You do have a little map thingy in the bottom right corner, too. So yeah, I believe it spits out all the lemmings that you get in a round, and then you get to decide their roles as it actively goes. Like I believe your cursor decides their roles, perhaps.
It does look like right now that's some acid going down to the bottom. That definitely looks like a hazard, I would say.
Yeah, so you can't choose too many diggers because they're just going to keep going and eventually
Right.
end up in the acid.
That's not what you want because
Yeah.
they'll all fall into the acid.
So it's a little bit of role management here.
This is a much more strategic game, I would say, than some of the other games that we have seen thus far. You have everybody trying to do roles. It looks like there's a little bit of figuring out some climbing mechanics here.
Which, yeah, if I'm these other two contestants, if I'm Togefu, if I'm Asu, I am studying this game. My notepad is out, and I am taking notes. We have some miners going, so that's good. I believe it's just one for now, which is probably the safer play here. Okay. Oh, no. So there's a time mechanic?
There's a time limit, and you get bonus time if you are able to solve the puzzle with a certain amount of time remaining. You do get bonuses.
So yeah, spam climbers now.
Yeah, now you want just everybody to climb up there once that final lemming is just kind of standing there. He's not really with the program there. There he goes, going down the hole.
There you go. You want them to start climbing the right wall, though.
Exactly.
I imagine I imagine they're not too smart with what wall to climb.
It looks like those couple on the edges there, they're getting it. They're getting there.
Oh yeah. Now you just start. Yeah.
Now
Now
you
they're all
start
climbers.
spamming that
Yep.
climb button.
Oh no! Why are you going the wrong way?
That little guy. Oh man, he's confused. He's gonna cost Soup some time there,
Oh, yeah.
just kind of climbing that random wall over there.
Definitely gonna get sub-minute here.
Got to get that little guy home. So now, as we approach this last one, what mechanics do you think they'll add? Do you think we'll see where they're throwing things?
Yeah, I think like we saw the other time, we have miners, we have floaters, we have bombers. You have to you are going to be faced with a number of obstacles that you're going to have to decide how to get through the most effective manner.
That water looks pretty dangerous down there. There's a lot of sharp, pointy things that I don't necessarily think we want to run into.
A basher? Imagine if somebody just smacks the wall, perhaps?
Now, my next great question is, what purpose do bashers serve that miners don't?
Yeah. We see the number. I think they're being selected, but I'm not quite sure. You don't have, and it's the only role you have.
Maybe we're bashing the wrong thing. Maybe bashing the crystal is perhaps the goal, or maybe we're not close enough to bash that wall down there.
Oh?
It looks like we are in the left-hand corner of the map, so I think you theoretically want to bash the right-hand wall.
Yeah.
Right?
Interesting.
But I think they've got to be close enough to bash it.
Oh, okay. I think you're right there. I think you have to choose them in the right direction, and they have to be close enough to do when they do their bashing action. To
hit something.
Time's out.
None of the lemmings died, though. So, you know, I mean, war of attrition. We're doing good work here.
You do get 2 minutes 50 seconds, and it takes a single credit, I think, each time after you've failed to meet the time limit. So with 5 credits here, you have. Yeah.
So it does look like 50 lemmings will equate to 500 points, and that is the end of the first round and attempt on this map here. So I think we are going to go to the next map, and we'll see. The next just overall player, and we'll see what Asu and Togefu are able to figure out, because there's a lot going on with this game.
Yeah, there's a good amount of
stuff.
Yeah. It's more, but now the first 2 levels should be very easy, because the first 2 levels they saw what to do. So I think if you can't make it through the first 2 levels, that's not a good excuse, you know. I think, and the way we're scoring it from what we've heard of production is 50 points per lemming that you save. So right there, Soup saved 50 lemmings, so we got 500 points. Which I think this game is going to be one of those low scoring games. Okay.
And we did just get a new rule introduced that is lemmings specific. We will stop at level 5. If somebody is able to pass level 5, they will end up getting bonus points for these lemmings. And so far, passing level 5 has not been a concern.
No. We just barely saw what level 3 was like. And already we have... So you do have miners and diggers, is what it looks like.
And you have the basher.
Yeah, and the basher's there. So I wonder why they give you that so early. I feel like you have to put a lot of time into this game to figure out what is the most effective way. I think this is one of those games where for your first time playing it is a little difficult to get a grasp of.
Oh, and it does look like you can speed them up or slow them down with the plus and minus down there. It looks like that's what that did.
Oh, okay. Alrighty.
Are they moving faster? Are their little feet going? No.
No, I don't think
their little feet are not going.
The value increased, but we did not see any change there. And it's not going up when they enter the cave. So, yeah, maybe it's a mechanic that we have absolutely no idea what does on this.
So we did have the total amount of lemmings saved, and there was a little bit of bonus time earned there. Now we use miners and climbers. So maybe the idea of level 3, the title, will tell us what needs to be done.
I think the title maybe just tells you what you have, but I think you are right. I think you're on the right path there. All right, we got one miner going. Is it only one miner you get? Wow.
You know what? He's putting in work, though. Don't diss my little miner boy.
going in the right direction. So if you spam the climber button, it looks like you should be able to get all of them in one fell swoop.
Oh, would you look at that? And they flash very nicely as they say that they're climbing, following the perfectly placed orders of Asu there. That is just one after another going into that goal.
Ooh. Probably going to be able to get this in 50 seconds. There's still some lemmings coming out.
Yeah, they're just adding more and more there. It looks like that is the final one. And as soon as these little bros climb up, Asu has completed round 2 very neatly.
33 seconds. Not bad, in my opinion.
Total lemmings saved. We have saved 50 lemmings. So far, we haven't had any lemming KOs just yet. You need bashers this time.
We have,
Which begs the question, how does one use a basher? Because it looks like you need 50 of them. There it is. It is a distance thing. We were right the first time. Fantastic. And only a single basher used just there.
Oh.
But we are out of time.
That's interesting. So then do
Time
we do a
carries over.
Yeah, do we do a 2 life thing here, or? Because that's what Soup got. Soup got a second life. So I think it'd be unfair, or perhaps self-sabotage here. Looks like it looks like Asu's just gonna take the one life, the 1 point, the 500 points, which is subpar, I would say. 500 points seems low, especially now with Togefu going in with this level of knowledge and having 2 lives. I think there should be no reason why Togefu doesn't make it through the 4th round.
But it also does take a good amount of time for those lemmings to completely get through everything. So Togefu, like Angela, might have to use up some of those lives because he simply doesn't have enough time.
Yeah, that second light. I think your main objective is get to the 3rd round with your 1st life, and then with your 2nd life, make it through the 3rd and the 4th round. I think 5 rounds is a lot.
Yes.
I think 5 rounds is a lot to get through. So, but we'll just have to see how it shakes out, honestly.
So as we get into this next one, that is the strategy. You heard it from Collins here first. You want to just try to kind of keep your lives for as long as you can. What was it that you said again? Walk me through how many lives you should be spending each round?
Just one life for the first 3 rounds, and then your 2nd life should be used for your finishing the 3rd round, and perhaps making it through the 4th. I see no reason why you couldn't make it through the 4th, unless the 4th is way more complicated than we're expecting it to be.
Rounds.
Yeah. Whereas before, you just needed 2 rolls max, 1 to 2 rolls, where the 4th could be like, hey, there's 5 different rolls you got to pick through. So that could be interesting.
Just dig.
Pretty self-explanatory. Some player commentary.
Yes, it does seem like Togefu is not necessarily impressed with the in-game controls of Lemming here. Now, I wonder, we've seen everybody use miners. I wonder if a basher or just a straight-up digger would be faster. Because the digger goes straight down, so it does have less dirt to chew through.
True, if the dasher, yeah, if you use the basher to get through the
There it
sidewall.
is. Look at that. That's definitely getting through there faster than the miner.
Okay, all right.
Just dig indeed. Would you look at that? That miner's still going, and these lemmings have already broken through with the digger.
But the key thing I think you would say is with the digger, some of them split off a certain way, away from the objective, while the miner set up the path for success directly towards the gate.
We've actually seen miners, when they get down there, they split. They split off. We have seen that too, so that is a drawback of both of them.
Yep. So perhaps the basher was the way to go.
Maybe because then you just drop right on top of it.
Yeah. Already getting work started. Great. We love it.
And we do only have the one miner to just kind of go through there. And Togefu will have to hit this perfectly, hit the climb button right as all the lemmings have spawned, and just as soon as they drop down. Each lemming needs to become a climber.
Yeah, missing one can severely
Impact
mess
your
up,
time.
Yeah, impact your time. Yep.
Look at those little guys. Look at them go. Look at them climb. Look at that blue hair fly.
I guess the other question I have is when you run out that life, when you run out of that time and you do your second life, do you start over that round or do you pick up where you left off?
It does look like previously we had people pick up right where they were leaving off.
Okay. Alrighty. Then yes. All right. That makes it better.
Because it would be really unfortunate if you just lost all of your time.
Yeah. If you made it so close to the end and then you just ran out of time and had to reset.
So it does look like Togefu has more time than Asu going into this third round, but we'll see if it'll be enough.
I think, like you said, you start where you left off. So your biggest objective here is not to make it to the end, but just get as far along as you can.
Bashers are the answer. Remember, they do have to be within melee range. That is the important thing to know about Bashers. And maybe having more than one of them. That is not quite melee. Nope. Yep, he's getting there. They just keep going forward. It does look like the Basher action takes up a little bit more distance. No, Togefu's not quite. Togefu didn't quite hit them at exactly the right time to maybe get them through that wall.
There you go.
No.
Nope, you're going on.
We're still good.
Timing has to be a little sooner. He wants it to get it pixel perfect. Almost
Definitely, and I think that is Togefu's current error right now. It looks like they've managed to get one. That is a Basher going through, leading the rest of the Lemmings to hopefully victory.
Hope. That is all we can ask.
This is still the furthest that we've seen either way, so it'll probably be pretty close to victory for Togefu.
Yeah,
Now, we need to start bashing some through, like one of these members approaching the mountains. Just put a Basher on that and have them go straight through, exactly like that. And that'll be your path into the victory line. Now you'll need to do it again with that second little arrow. And there it is. Those Lemmings are putting in some work. Though I do not think we will be able to save all of the Lemmings without a significant amount of extra time. No, it looks like they're looping back. Never mind. But you could also get some Bashers started on that other side there to maybe speed things up. No, it looks like all of them have crossed over.
We will see the fourth level, which is nice.
Which is what we're looking for.
But there will not be enough time to make it through the fourth level, considering that the third level took almost the entirety of your second life.
And this is exactly what you were talking about, though. Pretty close, right? Get to the third level with your first life, right?
Yep.
But Togefu's a little bit behind schedule, though. I think that's more by nature of the game takes a while.
Yeah, I don't think it's one of the games we can just pick up and, get down.
This looks stressful.
Get there. This does look stressful. Now you have... Oh, did it get bonus time? Okay. We have no idea what this roll does. 2 new rolls. Oh.
Blocker stops people from both sides from going.
Looks like it explodes as well.
Bombers explode. But blockers stop people from walking into the explode.
Oh, here we go. We could see a fifth round here.
It looks like the blocker actually wasn't super important, though perhaps maybe some Lemmings were blown up and we were unaware.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That is an oversight. Oh.
Yep. We lost at least 4 Lemmings.
Okay. Total of 96 left. So, okay. All right. That introduces a new element of you have to be smart on the Lemmings you use.
5. Only floaters can survive this. We are getting to sea level 5.
14 seconds left.
Oh, so the fall damage is what's going to kill them. After they go down this cliff, you need to hit each one of them as they go off to turn them into floaters. Exactly like that. Perfectly executed, Togefu. Now you only need to do it for every other Lemming that goes down. It looks like Togefu is out of lives.
960 points is what it looks like it's gonna end out to look like for Togefu going out, making it farther than, like I said, get that second life, get that fifth round, and
look at the victory dance.
I think if Togefu knew the severity of the controls from the beginning, probably could have made it a little farther, but, you know, that's the fun of the game, right?
Definitely trying to figure out these controls on a very short time span. This is a challenge for all members involved, players, production, and casters, which is, again, like you were talking about, one of the reasons that Boise State does this in the first place.
Put you on the spot, put you in the spotlight, put you in a comfortable position. You know, there is a saying, you know, that Doc kind of refers to, right? Making mistakes is a good thing because then you know what to fix.
You know what?
Paraphrasing.
Togafu has massively closed the gap between Asu. Angela has definitely fallen behind. Now the gap is 3,000. But Togafu, I think, can do this. So at this point, as we get into our final rounds, who are you putting your money on, Togafu or Asu?
Asu. I think I'm going to put on Asu. I think this game just wasn't particularly Asu's, so to speak, for lack of better words, their game, right? I mean, I think if Asu would have taken that second life, if they're aware of it, it would be a much bigger gap that we'd see. So I'm going to put on Asu going forward.
Definitely. I think Togafu, again, is not to be counted out. They've definitely done amazing work in these arcade challenges, only barely getting beat by Mr. Bomberman by themselves, having our highest score of, I believe, close to 30,000, and then our lowest score of 0 of the night of Mr. Bomberman.
Yeah, that 0 is unfortunate, and it does hurt to see, but, you know, here's the other story we can make up, right? We see Soup just gamble all points, 42-60.
Go for it.
And just get as far as you can, get as close as you can, and hope the other two just absolutely flunk.
Because at that point, that is like the only viable strategy for Soup, right? Is wager it all. Because, you know, I mean, if you're in Soup's position, you're already losing, right? And it's unlikely you'll be able to make up the 3,000 point gap unless you wager everything you have. And before we get into our final round, we are going to throw to a break, but stick around for the 5th and final wheel spin.
Protecting your customer journey from fraud is critical. According to industry analysts, Count's AI-driven platform is the leading solution. From account login to digital payments, Count is recognized for both its customer impact and technology excellence. Learn more at count.com.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Hello and welcome back into the Boise State Esports Arena. We are here for round 5 of our arcade challenge this fine Tuesday. And we actually do have a whole new slew of rules that we have been alluding to throughout the night, but that will spice up this round 5 and make it all the more interesting. Here tonight, we do see Asu's in the lead, Tomio's in second, and Angela is in third, so nobody is to be counted out with these new rules. I'm your host, Colby D'Angelo Alloway, and joining me to call all of the action is Colin Risky McYunkin. And tonight, you have all the special details on all the special rules going into round 5. Walk us through that.
So, as we know, as we mentioned from the beginning, we have a very special mechanic of gambling your points or betting your points. And it was only available to the 5th round. So how that essentially works is you get to gamble your points, and neither us nor most people in the production room, only the contestant and our MVP, Vagar, will know. And they're the only ones that know. And you have to get first place in order to win those points that you bet. If you get anything less than first place, you lose those points that subtract from your total score. And that's essentially it. You have to get first place. So we are expecting Soup to gamble everything. And
Definitely.
to attempt to get first place and then double their score, which will be big. Because that immediately just doubling your points alone puts you right back in the running, and then getting that first place points will also just more than likely put you in the lead.
So, if you happen to bet it all and you happen to win first place, it's likely that you'll just win our whole arcade tournament here tonight. Now, again, the arcade challenge. You spin the wheel to determine the game. No one knows what it is going into this. So you're making these bets, you're making these risks without knowing if you'll be good at the game or not. These are retro classic arcade games. There are no resets, and the winner is better than the other two. Obviously.
Arguable. Just kidding. No, it is obvious. Yes, this is true.
I was about to say, are you going to contest some of our arcade challenge winners here?
They're lucky I'm up on this desk and not down on that field competing.
Or maybe you're on desk for a reason instead of competing.
Yeah. That part could have been left out. The audience doesn't need to know that. Ignore the last 10 seconds, all right?
And Doc's keys to the game in arcade games: taunt and create mistakes. Never admit weakness. 80s hair helps. And you need to have fun. And Doc's keys to the game are brought to you by Drop-In Gaming. Drop-In Gaming is the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. Whether you are new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop-In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. To begin your competitive gaming journey, sign up at dropingaming.com. Here's the wheel. We're going to figure out what it is that our final round of gaming is going to be. It looks like bets have already been placed, but we still don't really know what's at risk here. What skills are players going to need? We're about to find out. The amazing Mr. Flea! Here it is now. For those of you uninitiated in the Boise State production room, The Amazing Mr. Flea is a game that Not Koba, one of our other amazing Boise State star producers, is amazing at. They have the high score. They've been able to even beat Dalamino out, who is somewhat legendary for their prowess in arcade games. Only a couple of people have managed to beat them out, one being Not Koba, the legend of tonight, and Mr. Flea, the other being Vagar, our Boise State MVP, which speaks to the quality of opponent that Dalamino is.
And yeah, just some words from Not Koba himself is just, this game is interesting, and sort of a paraphrasing frame. It's interesting, and some levels are very easy to the point where it's not even part of the game to be in that level, right? So it's sort of just free points. So I'm excited. This is the first I'm hearing of this game, right? This is the first I'm hearing of it. So I'm excited to see what we have going into it. And unfortunately, we do not have a Coach Moore entering the field as a final boss. I would have loved to see the 6th round go that way, but unfortunately my dreams were squashed. But who knows, maybe another day, maybe another night.
5th round, 6th man. However, we'll see if anybody here tonight is able to take down Coach Moore's recorded high score in the arcade machine. And it does look like Coach Moore is an equal opportunity provider. They're providing a little bit of coaching to all of the players, the first of which is going to be Soup.
Interesting. So it seems you're probably going to have to jump across the Tails dogs using the momentum of the forward swing to catch on while also catching the backward momentum.
This is adorable. That Mr. Flea is quite amazing. Look at him not staying for each dog on very long. Now we need to see how he gets up to that next level. Just straight up climbs the arrow. There it is. I think that purple dog is my favorite.
I kind of like the one with the rose at the very end. Oh, making good time.
Oh, of course. We have Soup going in. Soup is like, don't count me out yet. I'm going to do this thing. Ooh, those last 3 tails. Very quick succession as we go in. That is level 1 down.
Great job. And that's exactly what the performance we're looking from Soup is. Do not count me out. I'm going to get first place. And, you know, obviously we don't know the points wagered, but we can take a little bit of a guess at it. All of them. So I'm excited to see how the performance goes last night.
I definitely do think that Soup is playing like they've wagered it all, right? They're playing well. They're coming out. They're doing good things here. Now we are on the back of a dog trying to get little balloons, and it looks like you need to jump the spots. You can't hit the spots. Yep. It looks like you will be trying to get those balloons without hitting the spots on the back of the dog. I love the variety of these levels. Oh no.
That was interesting. You almost had to figure out the gap timing that's there, which you would think it would be. Oh, okay.
You need to make sure you have forward momentum.
You need to have forward momentum for that. All right.
No! It looks like just playing a little bit too far in advance there. That spot spawned before Soup could respond.
3,100, not bad. Now, once again, this is the first player to attempt the game. So we cannot say with professional basis of what a high score would be besides Coach Moore's previous experience.
Soup set the bar, though. And Soup set a pretty solid bar. Bars that are at 3,100 in these games tend to be pretty solid. So, I mean, I would say that Soup is doing pretty well, especially if she wagered all of her points. I think that's what's going to keep her in if she's going to win this.
There's only been one other score that reached over 3,000, and that was in our boxing game. So I am excited to see which the boxing game looks a little more easier now that I'm looking at this game. All right, moving on. Asu going to be the first contestant up.
I do not think button mashing is a strategy that helps you in this game.
In this one, I don't think that would be the play.
We see Asu waiting a little bit too long there on that tail, but now getting set up. All 3 of those making it in fantastic fashion. We see Asu going straight for the top row. These final tails are child's play for him as he goes up and passes round 1.
Those natural gamer instincts coming into play there.
Definitely. It almost feels like a rhythm game, right?
Oh, yeah.
You see something and you have to respond in a relatively rhythmic way. And it actually looks like Asu has beat the first bar that was set.
2,500 already. But now going straight to the dog's back, which is what we saw to be the downfall of Soup before.
Got to make sure you keep that forward momentum going, especially as you jump those spots. And I mean, how much do the balloons really matter?
Ooh, that's the first one.
If you get them, but hit the spot. I think distance is the play here. What about you?
Yeah, I think you'd be going more for. It seems like slowing down your momentum is going to mess up your rhythm. More say, and already, yep, they're 3,200 though. There goes there unfortunately goes the first place chance.
There's the bar has been raised here as we see Asu preparing to jump that first spot. Moving forward a little bit, gonna go in, gonna go ahead, try to get that second balloon, gonna miss it just barely, but he's gonna hit the third one. Ooh, these spots are getting closer together. Asu says, that's not hard for me.
I like this level of
pink.
1,000. Wow. I like this level of incorporating the slow down and the speed up. Oh, going back for that balloon.
Ooh, not going to be able to get that one. That is right over the spot. Dangerous and risky. Asu's just going to decide to go. Oh, would you look at that? He climbed all the way up the dog. That's a beautiful pixel art dog if I've ever seen one.
What a cute dog.
I think that is the highlight of this game. The cute dogs.
It's cute.
I really must say.
I agree. New high score by player 1.
Does that mean that he beat Koba's high score?
We need a production.
We need somebody to confirm or deny these allegations here tonight.
Oh. It looks like the bone was the end of it.
The bone
so
was the end?
Getting hit by that bone falling down. I don't know if you guys saw it, but there was that bone that was falling down. Getting hit by that did end it, which is a little weird because the previous games before kind of laid out, hey, do this, or hey, avoid that.
Oh, yeah, but Mr. Flea, it didn't.
Yeah, but for that one, it was just like, hey, you're right into it. So maybe that's the point of that level. You kind of just get jumped right into it. Maybe. Who knows that?
So what I'm hearing is Coach Moore's high score has not been usurped?
I don't think so. I'm not gonna put my word on it, is what I'm gonna say. I think it would be higher than 6,100.
Definitely, that makes sense. You got to get through all 4 levels, so the tails and then the back and then the doghouse, which we didn't even see, and the lawnmower as well, which I hope is cute. I hope it's not gruesome.
I don't imagine it could be. I can't imagine a pixel game about a dog being gruesome, especially when it hasn't been so gruesome so far.
Definitely.
But I think the level choice here is very important now. Yeah, you go dog's tail, it's easiest. I think dog's back is probably next as well.
I also just do think that maybe the predetermined tournament order of the levels that we're going on here. I love this game concept as well. As we go from tail to tail here, there's just a little flea jumping back and forth.
Time is very important here. We did see Asu got a lot of bonus points just based off of getting a good time on this one.
It does look like so far Togafu is not going to be Asu's time. They're approaching Angela's time here. It looks like they're going to get just slightly less than hers on round 1.
We'll see what the bonus points get. 1,500 as a base. Ooh. I believe that's on par with Asu.
Very close,
Well,
yes. You are absolutely correct. Now we need to jump the spots. Now, manage momentum. Go for those balloons if you can, but don't be too risky.
Hey, risky.
Tomio doesn't even care about the balloons, and if there's any risk at all involved in those.
Which we haven't seen in the other levels, so maybe that's the play. Maybe that's, hey, just get to the end, get that 1,000 bonus points, and see what the other levels are like. There might be an easier level than this, one that has more points to it.
Or just advancing through the levels might be something that's beneficial to Tomio. Decides that balloon is not worth it, but is going to go for the next one.
Did not see the pink balloon. That's the one I was waiting for. But I think that may be a point-related thing. 3,500. We're going to have to make up a lot of time here.
This looks like Frogger. Oh, you dodged the lawnmowers, but you have to get on the dogs. Oh, dear. So it's your little flea man that can get run over by lawnmowers. No!
Oh. 2 lives. Actually, no. Yes.
The Amazing Mr. Flea is a lot of games wrapped into one.
Yeah. Which is fun to see.
It looks like the longer you spend here, the more beneficial it might actually be to you. Possibly?
There it is.
Is that what that? Ooh, only gonna score that first one there. Now needs the other 3. This is quite difficult.
But this seems like a very point-intensive game. You get 1,000 points per flea, so you have the chance to get 4,000 points here. Oh no, we jumped too far ahead.
Jumped too early. You hear him in the background adjusting his strategy there.
We're at 5,000 here though, which is very close to 6,100. So we have a solid chance to take the lead here. You just cannot mess up this flea run.
Ooh, there he is, getting a new doghouse. As we go in here, gonna clear those lawnmowers. Now looking for a dog to get his ride on there. The longest are the first. Ooh, 2 overzealous.
6,150.
Wow, though. I mean, that's a new high score by Tomio. Tomio is officially right now just under Koba, the Amazing Mr. Flea King.
Wow. 6,150. I believe was Asu's score 6,100?
Yep.
Wow. beating that up by 50 points. Now it's a matter of how many points did Tomio wager. If Tomio wagered a lot of points, this is, I believe, a guaranteed win.
I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. With the way he's screaming from production, I'm going to go ahead and assume that he wagered a lot of points there.
Yeah, I think 5th round, you go for it all.
Definitely. There's no reason not to, right? It's like go big or go home. And if you're going to go home with a 0.
Yep, exactly. Getting that first place is big.
So it does look like Tomio first place here. Are we going to get the inside scoop? Point reveal in a moment, not quite there. However, by the avoidance of eye contact that we've seen from Asu, I think it's safe to assume that he probably didn't do very well.
I think we'll see when that point reveal comes. But like I think if Tomio wagered over 1,000 points, you've got the W in the bag.
Definitely.
From what we saw there.
And if anybody else wagered anything, they just lose those automatically. So Tomio's at a massive advantage here as we wait for the coveted point reveal.
We're on the edge of our seats here. But I think what I have a question for you then. What do you think was the deciding factor there in that last game? What's the one thing that stood out between Tomio and Asu?
So I think the important thing to notice with Tomio is that his playstyle was a little bit less risky than Asu's. Asu got a lot more points faster, but ended up getting taken out also, again, sooner than Tomio did. Tomio didn't get nearly as many balloons. We didn't even see the pink balloon come up with the massive 1,000-point bonus, but Tomio was able to go to another level, whereas Asu was not, which really just demonstrates the amount of adaptability and skill that Tomio has, because he had no idea what he was going into for that lawnmower.
Oh yeah, I think that sort of choice of doing the lawnmower round, getting 1,000 points per doghouse alone, because I don't know if you noticed, but you got points every movement you made.
Yes,
so like that was
backtracking
big.
too.
Yeah, that was big. Oh.
The points are in. We've just heard that in ear. All three contestants went all in, of course. So Tomio should be the only one with points on the board at this point if we went all in.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There it is. 19,890 destruction. Absolute destruction.
That's a clobbering right there.
More than 3 times even the next closest. Though I really do have to say, good job to all the contestants for going big or going home. There was no safe play here in terms of betting.
No, it definitely wasn't. And I think it's easy to look as an outside perspective of, oh, these games look easy. They look
no,
easy.
they do not look easy.
I guarantee you get on the arcade machine, it will puzzle you. And you will feel embarrassed by your first couple game performance. Trust me, I did it on Frogger last semester as a newcomer to esports, and I did horrible. I think I got laughed at easily by everyone who was like, you suck at Frogger? And immediately they were right. Frogger should be an easy
Frogger's
game.
hard. Frogger's what took Tomio out.
I'll take it. I will take it. I'll take it. Because then that puts a little pride back on me from first semester.
I'm really just here for your benefit. So tonight, before we do have top 5 plays across a multitude of different arcade games that we are going to go into, and it'll be very interesting to see how these different plays in all of these different play styles show here. But before we get into that, do you have any final thoughts before we lead out and go to our top 5?
I think they played great. I think they did amazing handling a 5-game circus roulette that we did kind of there. I think as crazy as it was, I think the players had fun. I think us on desk had fun. And I think it was overall fun. And I can't wait to come back to this again and see it all develop in a different way with different players with perhaps different stakes.
And Tomio is the one, again, Just want to highlight him again as our amazing player of the game, if there were one, and the winner of the night. You hear that? You can see him posing there in the cameras. And before we get into our top 5 plays, our top 5 plays are presented to you by the Idaho Army National Guard, who is a proud supporter of Boise State Esports. Top plays are presented by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. With more than 10 jobs offering a $20,000 bonus and your degree of choice paid for, the Idaho Army National Guard is the best team out there. Reach out to them on Twitch at iGuardGaming. And be sure to join us again for our next arcade challenge.
Yep, they're 3,200 though. There goes there unfortunately goes the first place. Ooh, there's the first one.
If you get them, but hit the spot. I think distance is the play here. What about you?
Yeah, I think you'd be going more for. It seems like slowing down your momentum is going to mess up your rhythm. More say, and already, no. Yep, they're 3,200 though. They're your way, maybe not.
It looks like Asu's going all kinds of out of his way for all of these berries here, and it's working to their benefit right now. They're able to manage space, manage their swim speed, use the map to its fullest effect. Gonna run his knee into that log there.
But you do move diagonally pretty fast.
Getting a new doghouse. As we go in here, gonna clear those lawnmowers. Now looking for a dog to get his ride on there. The longest are the first. Ooh, oh, 2 overzealous.
6150.
Wow, though. I mean,
it's real. And I want this to be true in every game we play tonight.
Looks like a little bit of jump spamming going on there. I mean, it is Kangaroo, so it could be beneficial. The timing on that jump was just right. Now she has to do it again. One more time. Nope, fall damage is real. There it is. Right now, instead of just trying to get to one end or the other. No!
Oh, so I went
You're trying to get to the bottom.
Top to bottom, or maybe you start at the bottom?
Wow, would you look at that? Tying for one of our top 10 scores there.
Already at 1,500? Is that